Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Monday. We got another live chat here on Board Archive. Hope you guys are all doing well. Bit of a rainy day out here in Whistler today. Today, it's a little bit wet and gloomy. Didn't end up going up today, which is kind of a shame because actually the last day of the Blackcomb Park and I think all of Blackcomb Mountain. But I was out there a little bit this weekend to get a last few laps in, and then everything's going to be switching over to Whistler Mountain. So that's pretty exciting. But for now, I'll be on here for about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour today. We'll see how it goes. Answer as many questions as I can for you guys. Anything snowboard related, go ahead and start dropping those questions. And let me know where you're joining us from as well. It's always cool to hear where you guys are from. And looks like we had a few people on the chat already here waiting. We got a Million Popov, what's up, man? We got Zach, Bad Riders, what's up, Adam? Rob Gams, just stopping by to say what's up. What's up, Rob? Osvaldo, nice. Sam Smith, what's up, man? Roger Okazaki, how's it going, TJ? Roger from Hawaii, just wondering benefits from wearing goggles under your helmet compared to wearing goggles over your helmet. Mahalo. Yeah, Roger, I think it's really a lot of, it's just mainly personal preference, honestly. I've always worn my goggles under the helmet. That's just what feels more comfortable to me. I think I like the look of the goggle under the helmet as well. And I think over the helmet, depending on your like helmet goggle setup, there's a chance you could get a little bit of airflow sneaking in the corners of your goggles. So that's something to look out for as well. But really, it's just personal preference, man. I don't think functionally there's a huge deal there. Thanks for the first question there, Roger. We got Zach, Christian Sikowski, and Christian's asking, hey TJ, what pure POW board would you recommend? There's a lot of good ones, and I'm gonna have a powder board list coming out for the 1920 season. But just one that I think my favorite from this last season was probably the Battalion Surfer. That one is a lot of fun. The Orca was great as well. A lot of good boards, and I think when you're looking at a pure powder board, you know, I think a lot of people want to gravitate towards the like powder surfers. Like I was on the Jones Storm Chaser a good bit this season. And I think that's great for like a really, really deep day, or when you're really just going to be making turns and you're not going to be like doing drops or going over any kind of technical terrain. But if you are going to be kind of like trying to do, you know, cliff drops and stuff like that, something with a little bit of a tail might actually help you out. So I think the Surfer, even though it does have a massive swallowtail, it does help a lot with that type of riding, or, you know, something like the Orca or the Skeleton Key or the Deep Thinker that has a little bit of a tail helps a lot in those situations, and they still float really well in the powder too. Cam Terry, what's up? Morgan West, how's it going, Morgan? You still in Whistler, Morgan? Hope you've been well. Kalana from Hawaii. Callum Riley. What up, guys? Danilo from New York. Chris Rodriguez in the surf. Vince Lacey. In the surf from Massachusetts. Sick, guys. Thanks for coming to hang out a bit today. Alex Potter finally stayed up late enough in the UK. Nice. Thanks for hopping on, Alex. Yeah, 3 p.m. here in Whistler right now. We've got some long days in Whistler now. It doesn't get dark until like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Nadine. How's it going, Nadine? Servus. Nathan asking, what are the plans for the next big trips? So right now, on a personal trip, I'm going to be going down to California for a friend's wedding next month down in LA. So that'll be really fun. I've never been there besides the airport, so I'm looking forward to that. And then other than that, we got Mount Hood coming up. So it's looking like session 1 and session 3 up at High Cascade. So always stoked to get out there. It's like the best place for summer snowboarding. Be riding the glacier here in Whistler as well. And then looking to get down to the Southern Hemisphere. So we'll keep you posted. Nothing's booked on that yet, but I I think some big trips are going to happen later this year as well. Thanks, Nathan. Oh, Hamish, what's up, man? Hamish Timms from Niseko. How's it going, man? Dude, hope you're doing well. Hope the season finished off strong for you. What are you doing in the summer now in Niseko, man? You do like, does it convert over to mountain biking over there? Or are you just doing like hiking and stuff? Niseko in the summertime. All right, and Logan Martin saying, thanks for the recommendation on the Battalion Evil Twin. I've got one on the way. What's the best place to snowboard on the Eastern Rockies? I feel like that's a pretty large geographic location, man. But I mean, if you're looking at Colorado, I would say hit up Keystone, hit everything in Summit County, man. I think that's a good place to start, and then you can kind of go west from there. Got my neighbor's dog playing down in the yard below me. All right, we got Jose Bautista. What's up, man? And Daniel Pincher from South Australia. What's up, dude? Zach. So, hey TJ, on the topic of goggles, why do the adjustment clips on my line miners feel like it's compressed against my head when I wear it under my helmet? Oh man, I don't know. It could be, just something in your helmet just causing a pressure point. Maybe there's some way you could kind of shift it to a different point on the strap. I don't know, man. I haven't really had that issue with the goggles under the helmet. I've never worn the line miners, but I was wearing the flight decks last year, and then on the kind of Smith Dragon goggles this season. John Hart, hey TJ, will you be riding with other YouTubers soon, such as David Jones and Matt Miniacci? Definitely hope to link up with David. We'll be down in New Zealand later this year, so hoping to link up with David down there. And no plans to link up with Matt Miniacci as of right now, but I'd love to. He's like one of the snowboard YouTubers that I haven't met yet. So Matt, hope we can link up soon, man. And yeah, so hopefully with David down in New Zealand. Danilo, last time you mentioned you need to change your boot, so I was wondering if you'll get the Adidas again, or if you're going to change, or if you're changing, and why sticking to the ones you like so much. Thanks. Yeah, man. So the Adidas were great boots, and they're super comfortable. But my biggest complaint with them is that they just got too soft too fast. Like the first week, 10 days on them, they felt great. They actually felt like they were going to be too stiff the first few days on them, and then after about 25, 30 days, they just lost almost all the support. And now I'm at 80, 100 days, some way too many days on them. So I'm due for new boots kind of regardless. But yeah, they're just super soft now. And I just want to try out some new brands. So I'm looking at some Vans boots. I'm looking at some Ride boots. Haven't decided if I'm going to try to just ride the Adidas out through the summer, even though they're super flexy now, or if I'll pick up something else. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I just want to try some different boots out, and the Adidas Tacticals were just too soft, man. So I'm going to try something else. All right, and we got Giang asking how the snow condition on Whistler recently. It's been just slushy conditions, man. Yeah, it was raining all day today, just cleared up maybe about an hour ago. But yeah, it's been super slushy, almost like soft enough and deep enough slush where you're sinking turns in the slush. So it's really fun in the park. The park crew's doing a good job salting the takeoffs to the features and stuff. So it's a little bit firm in the park for the takeoffs, which is nice. And then you get the slushy landings, which is a great combo. But yeah, man, spring is here. Slush riding is here for sure. We did get a little bit of snow and got kind of some powder turns recently, but I thought it was just kind of like a one-off. There might be some snow in the Alpine right now, maybe, but I doubt it. It's probably all slushy up there. But yeah, it's still good, man. Still top to bottom. Yeah, so Whistler, they're going to move the park here soon in Whistler to a new location, I think, off Emerald Chair. That's what I heard at least, so we'll see how the rest of the season plays out. Alan saying, given the Mind Expander review from last year, I was surprised TJ got a Storm Chaser. Yeah, I really I wanted the pure powder shape. Honestly, like the Mind Expander, definitely a good powder surfer, but I wanted to try the Swallowtail, so that's why I went with the Storm Chaser, man. But yeah, I think for this coming season, I'm gonna go for something with a bit more tail, a little more stability. I don't know if it'll be a Mind Expander though. I'm leaning towards the Surfer, but it could. I mean, could go a lot of ways. Adam asking board choices for spring slush. Um, honestly, I ride a lot of park in the spring, so I tend to ride just like true twin park boards, just trying to ride jumps and rails as long as possible. But I do think outside of freestyle boards, the kind of volume shifted, kind of surfy style boards are really fun. That width, in the slush, you tend to sink in the snow a bit and dig a little bit deeper trenches as you're carving around. So having that width helps out a lot, makes carving and cruising around the mountain a lot more fun. So something like the War Pig or the Super Pig is a lot of fun. Just those wider shapes. The Orca would be really good in the spring. The Slush Slasher, obviously, kind of boards like that. Calvic from Puerto Rico, what's up, man? He's asking, how do you pick the boards you review and do you get to keep them? I sometimes I get to keep them, but most of the time it's just for the review. So I work with I get the boards a lot of places, man. Ideally, it's working directly with the company. Some companies are super helpful. Capita is one of the big ones. They're always down to help out with the reviews. If not directly with the company, trying to work with local reps. Otherwise, a lot of times just working with local shops and places that have the next year's boards or current season boards, man. So, but yeah, I would say majority of the time it's just for the video. Just get to ride them that one day, but I do try to spend a whole day on the board, at least one full day. Chris Rodriguez got a jigsaw after watching me shred on it. Saw the review video. Absolutely love it and haven't found anything it can't do yet. Where would you say it lacks? Chris, man, so I didn't ride, I think I rode the jigsaw the season before last, so it's been a little while, but from what I remember, it was quite a bit softer than what I anticipated, so I think maybe, the downside on that guy would probably be stability. If you're trying to do like high speed stuff, really big features, that type of stuff. From what I remember, that board might get a little squirrely in those situations, but it is awesome. Got the Magna traction, Camrock profile. It was a really fun day on that board. Andrea Capola from Italy. What's up, dude? Callum Riley. Callum. Is that the same Callum that we met down in Perisher? Anyways, asking if I'm coming to Australia this year. I don't have it planned out that far yet, but I would like to come back to Australia for sure. So we got RSYJSEO. I have no idea how to say that, dude. I'm sorry. Hey TJ, love your videos. Got the Board Archive Spring Crew and it's on the way. So stoked. Keep up the good work. Dude, thank you so much. The Spring Crew, excuse me. Spring Crew solid. That burgundy colorway, just one color. Black logo on it. Appreciate you picking it up, man. If any of you guys are interested in getting any merch, I have that link down in the description. Still got some stickers available as well. $10, 8 stickers, waterproof, worldwide shipping for like $1 or $2, depending where you're at in the world. All that's linked below. I'd be super stoked for you guys to check that out and rep the stickers. And any of you that do have any stickers or merch, if you tag me on Instagram or like send me a photo in the DM or something, preferably just tag me on Instagram though. I'll throw it up on the story. Be rad to see you guys that are repping Board Archive. I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. Also, guys, I've been sick the last like 4 days. This is day 5. I'm like almost better, but I'm still not quite there. So if you catch me coughing a bit, that's the reason. I apologize in advance. Vince Lacey, hey TJ, are you teaching any of the High Cascade sessions? Not going to be doing any kind of like official coaching or anything, but you know, it's always great to run into you guys out there. We met a bunch of people last summer, so of course, you know, if we're take a lap together, if you have any questions, I'm happy to help you out, but no official coaching. Osvaldo asking, how many days do you have riding this season so far? Honestly, man, I was just thinking about that earlier this week, and I'm not sure because we've been so many places like, you know, Revelstoke, Jackson, Japan, even like places in Colorado that aren't all like kept track of in the Epic Mix app. And I haven't manually kept track of my days, so I'm not certain, but I would say, you know, around 100 maybe ish. A lot. It's been a good season for sure. I'll have to do the math this week and get back to you guys next week. Sean Lee, hey TJ, I'm 5'4", been riding for a year. Ride a board up to my nose, feel like I'm riding a Cadillac. Could I go smaller? Not really riding park, just down the mountain without falling. Any recommendations? Yeah, Sean, man, I'm glad to hear you're getting stoked on snowboarding, man. I think more than size, like up to your nose, it's the size is based on your weight. But yeah, if the board is too big, then that could be making it a little bit difficult for you to get those fundamentals down. So, yeah, it's based off your weight primarily, man. It sounds like you probably could go smaller if you feel like that board's hard to whip around and hard to maneuver. But you don't want to go too small. But it sounds like you could probably go smaller. But I'd have to get some more info from you, dude. All right, and Hamish coming back with my question from earlier saying cycling, rafting, golf, hiking, and barbecue is the Niseko summer. Well, that sounds awesome. And camping's awesome out here in Niseko. Hundreds of free campsites around Hokkaido, and it's beautiful everywhere. Oh man, that sounds great. Yeah, I'm hoping to do some camping this summer. I want to camp in Whistler because it's super scenic up here too, but I'm a bit scared of all the bears that come out in the summer. But I'll probably do some camping up here. Hopefully in North Carolina as well. There's some places I'd like to camp out back home. All right, and super chat came through from Chi Ming. What's up, dude? Hope you are doing well. TJ Spanky was awesome this morning. Wish you were here to meet you in person again. Why aren't you riding today on Blackcomb closing day? Yeah, man, I'm getting over being sick. I've been pushing it the last few days riding, and I checked the webcams and I had some friends out there saying it was pretty rainy and wet. And I was out on Blackcomb yesterday, so decided not to head up today, man. But I'm glad you made it up to Spanky's and had a good time. Yeah, I should have gone up, but I'm glad you made it out there. Hopefully, you know, was there POW in there? Like, how was it in Spanky's? Did you, like, was it raining? How was it for you? And Vince Lacey with the super chat asking, which High Cascade session are you thinking of attending? Excuse me. It's looking like session 1 and session 3 are going to be the sessions that will be out there. So official announcement soon, but I think that's what it's going to be. All right, I'm just scrolling back up here. Oh man, thanks for all the questions, guys. I appreciate it. Sick. Yeah, as long as the good questions keep rolling in, we'll keep the Q&A going. All right, so TADB. Hey TJ, the Burton Process and Jones Mountain Twin are twin boards, but their reference stances have a setback stance. What's the reasoning behind this? Can I ride these twin boards with a 0 mm setback? Yeah, so I don't know the specs off the top of my head for those two boards, but when you do see kind of minimal directional features on a board that's marketed as a twin, like the Jones Mountain Twin in particular, the Jones Mountain Twin is a directional twin, it's a mountain twin snowboard. I think those terms are kind of interchangeable. So basically, it's a twinish snowboard. But yeah, you might find like a very slight taper or a very slight setback. So it's the idea is that it's going to be very twinish. It's going to be very kind of freestyle friendly. It's going to ride very similar in either direction, even though it might be slightly different switch, but it's going to be pretty much the same kind of feeling. But then it has those directional features to help with carving and powder a little bit. So if you're using it as an all mountain board for any conditions in the trees, in the powder, technical terrain, whatever, carving, or freestyle riding, it's going to be able to kind of do all that. So that's the idea back there. And if you do know the setback, you can definitely set it forward, and it'll ride more. Yeah, it'll ride more like a twin. I don't think there's any issue with that. Another thing with the directional twins and the mountain twins is that the nose is a little bit longer than the tail outside the contact points. Again, mainly for powder. On soft snow, you'll feel that come into play, but on hard pack, you're just working, between the contact points, so it's not really going to make a difference there. So, yeah, that's a good question, man. Chris asking, what's your personal preference, headspace or box knife? Man, personal preference I think is headspace. I really, really enjoy the headspace. Box knife is super fun as well. But I think if I was going to purchase one personally, I'd go for the headspace, just a little bit stiffer. You get the ASIM side cut as well. And I think the nose and tail outside the contact points is a little bit more blunted on the headspace versus the box knife. All right. Liam would like a snowboard that he can charge hard with and can hit some carves. An intermediate to advanced rider and don't hit the park that often. So if you're looking for riding fast and carving, I'd be looking at more kind of like free ride boards, more directional shapes than like the, you could go all the way aggressive, go for something like the Jones Flagship. That's one of my favorites for that style. You could go for something like the War Pig or the new Super Pig that came out. Both going to be good boards for that style of riding. Or you could even go for, a brand that kind of specializes in those more surfy kind of shapes. So looking at something like Karua snowboards or United Shape snowboards. I think they'll have some good options that you'd like, man. But I'd be looking for stiffer flex, a wider waist, and a larger side cut radius, spec-wise, is what I'd be looking at. And I saw a super chat come through from Chi Ming. Oh, thanks, man. You didn't have to do that to answer the question I asked you. But he's saying Spanky was a few inches of pow, snowing and not raining, and no one was there. Fresh tracks. Get well soon, and Wendy says hi. Hey, Wendy. Well, that's what's up. I'm stoked to hear you guys are up in Whistler. Stoked you guys got, a little bit of fresh up there. Did some exploring for the last day on Blackcomb. That's awesome, man. Now I regret not going even more. That's all right, though. I'll be up there tomorrow, probably. How much longer are you guys in town for? Maybe I'll catch you out there tomorrow if you're going to be riding. All right. All right, lost my spot here, going through the questions. All right, here we go. Eric Tenney, any plans to do Matt's 100 trick challenge? Um, I don't want to say 100% sure it's going to happen, but it is on my mind, and it's something that I'd like to do. So yeah, I haven't forgot about it. We still got a little over a month left of riding up here in Whistler, so we'll see what the new setup looks like on Whistler, and hopefully get that going one of these days. And Cam Terry saying, TJ, go with the Vans Infuse Pro boots. They're hybrid laces on top and boa on the side. Yeah, the Vans Infuse is actually one of the boots I have my eye on. That is the Vans boot that I'm looking at. So yeah, I like the kind of booster strap at the top as well. So I might end up in those. I don't know. Thanks for the tip though, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate you looking out. And then Osvaldo asking, for carving, do you think I should get the flagship wide or normal size? 10 and a half. So I'm assuming 10 and a half is your boot size, Osvaldo. And I would say I would go for the wide with the 10 and a half, man. Honestly, because I wear size. Last season I wore 9.5. This season I've worn nines. And when I rode the flagship this year, I was on nines. And I think that the wider board definitely would have allowed me to carve a bit more aggressively and just lay it over a bit more. So, if especially with a 10.5, like pretty much for any snowboard, I'd recommend considering a wide board at that boot size, but especially for carving. So I'd say, yeah, go for it, man. Get the wide. All right. You guys are legends. Thanks so much for all the questions. All right, Danilo. Do you expect any drastic changes in the new 2020 boards compared to last year, or mostly just a change of graphics? I think for the most part, it's going to be just kind of a upgrading the graphics, but I'm sure some boards will change, and there's some new boards coming out. So there'll be some changes, I think, like every season. But I know a lot of the boards that I've been looking at are pretty much the same as last year. All right. Nathan asking, how many snowboards are in your personal quiver nowadays? Well, I've got quite a few boards hanging around, but my personal quiver is basically like a 3-board quiver. It's not too crazy. I've got some old boards I'm hanging on to, just to hang on to them because I've had some good times on them. Maybe bust them out every once in a while, but yeah, 3 mainly. Snowy the Bear, any thoughts on the DC Ply? Looking for a new board with camber. Haven't ridden that one, but been talking with the DC rep here in Canada and hoping to get on a few DC boards this spring still. So hopefully that'll happen. And the Ply is one of them that I would like to get on. So I will keep you posted. In the Surf, the Super Pig seemed awesome. Is that a board you'd like to add to your collection? I don't know if I would go for the Super Pig or the War Pig. I'd like to ride the War Pig one more time while I have the Super Pig in recent memory to kind of compare and see which one I'd like. The Super Pig is pretty aggressive. I think I would get it, as more of kind of a carving, high-speed carving, all-mountain kind of board. But then again, there's some other great options out there that would kind of fit that category as well. So I don't know. It is a great board though. I had a good time on it. It's tempting, it's very tempting, but I can't say for sure. Jared Cole. Dude, if I remember correctly, you personally rode an Arbor Iguchi Pro a couple of seasons ago. Wondering your opinions, uprise fenders, steeps, trees. Yeah, good memory, man. Shout out to Jared for watching the videos back then. That was a couple of seasons ago. But yeah, I used to own, I had an Arbor Iguchi Pro camber for a season, and I really enjoyed it. It's naturally a bit wider. The grip tech also kind of helps underfoot, add a little extra width, which is great for carving. You know, it'll do all right on a pow day, and the uprise fenders are great. That's one of my favorite features from Arbor. And I think one of the biggest standouts I remember on the Iguchi is how well it handled kind of choppy, rough terrain. It was a nice damp snowboard. I wouldn't say it's super maneuverable for tree riding. Obviously, you know, definitely take it in the trees and have a good time, but it's not a super nimble snowboard. And it'll do well. Yeah, it definitely will do well in the steeps. So yeah, great board. And I don't have a video on it, but I think there's a written review on the website if you want to check that out. All right, Andrew asking, what size DC House of Powder did you ride? I'm 185 pounds and looking to buy one myself. I believe I was on, it was like a 150 or a 151, I think. So I would size up. I would go at least like 55. I don't know the sizes they offer that off the top of my head, but I think they offer it in a 55. But dude, like I felt it was very soft, which is good for powder. You know, it helps that nose just kind of bends and then goes up that much quicker with that softer flex. But then if you're going on anything kind of like treacherous or technical where you want support more than float, it's a little bit dicey. So I'd size up on that guy. Pretty bigly size up. Andrew also chiming in saying the Gooch Camber's an awesome board and that he loves his. That's what's up. And then we got Vince Powell Newman. Are you going to be in Whistler next season too? That is the plan. Yep, hoping to be in Whistler next season. So yeah, I'll be up here riding. Obviously, we'll still keep all the trips going, but hoping Whistler's going to be home base again. That's the plan. And when are you going to make more limited hoodies? I've got a new hoodie on the way as a sample. So as soon as it gets here, if it looks the way I'm hoping it does, I'll share that with you guys. Got some other merch on the way as well. Not here yet, but as soon as it comes in, I'll let you guys know on Instagram. So make sure you're following me over there at Board Archive. And yeah, I don't know about the sleeve print though. I'm actually wearing that one right now. But yeah, we'll have to do another limited run. I think the next limited run I do is going to be more of like I'd like to do like a weatherproof hoodie, you know, the kind of like more synthetic kind of texture, and I want to do zippered pockets as well. So that'll probably be in the fall though. I don't see any point in doing that over the summer. All right. Seeing we got a few super chats coming through here. Thank you guys for the support. I really appreciate it. Noah Shipwash, 21-year-old. Most of the high cascade stuff I see is for kids. Can I get day passes or do I need to do the camp? So Noah, I would say as a 21-year-old, the adult camp is definitely worth checking out. Super, super fun. I'm sure there's some other people that maybe are on the live chat right now that could back me up on that, or maybe in the comments later if you guys are watching. You guys know who you are that were out there at High Cascade last year. And yeah, the adult camp is really fun. The accommodation that they give you guys is great. There's like ping pong, pool, foosball, like everything in your lodging. It's like really nice housing. And there's some other perks, you know, for the adult campers that are great as well. So I would definitely consider that. It's a really good value, but I think they do offer just day passes as well. I'm not sure what the cost is on that, or like if it, you know, would be worth it. Like, I guess depending on where you are, like if you live near, you know, Portland or something, maybe it's worth it. But check out the adult camp, dude. It's a good time. I actually did it myself years ago. I did Wendell's actually, but Yeah, it's fun. All right, so Chiming saying actually getting really wet and foggy here on the Whistler side, and Blackcomb closed. Only here for 3 days, leaving tonight. Oh no! Oh man, sorry I missed you guys. Dang. I wish you could have got in touch when you first got here. I'm sorry if you messaged me and I missed it, but I hope you guys had a good time. I know it was sunny at least one of the days you were here, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, got out here for the last day. So safe travels, guys. And yeah, are you gonna come back up to Whistler for the glacier or anything, or for any more spring riding before we close next month? But cheers, Chiming and Wendy. Appreciate you guys. And Gemma Spencer. What's up, Gemma? What are the best things to do in Whistler in the summer? Gonna be there June, July, but nothing too radical because I'm still recovering from ACL surgery. Hope you feel better soon. Thanks, Gemma. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, in the summer, there's so much to do in Whistler. There's the glacier. I mean, you probably want to stay away from that if you're just recovering from ACL surgery. A lot of the stuff I feel like is kind of geared more towards more like kind of active stuff. So you got the glacier for skiing and snowboarding going on up there. You got all the mountain biking stuff happening. There's like a longboard festival that comes through. There's events that are happening like every weekend. There's a farmer's market that comes through in the upper village. 100% definitely check out all the lakes. There's like 5 lakes to check out up here. I think Lost Lake even has a rope swing, which I'm hoping to check out. Or maybe, I don't know if the rope swing is still there, but if it's not, I know there's some cliffs to do some cliff jumping. So just like, yeah, getting out to the lakes, checking them out, swimming, cliff jumping if you're into that. There's a lot of great hikes as well all around. You can go up to Pemberton, go down to Squamish. There's some really good hikes. The Chief, Joffrey Lakes, 2 really popular ones that I could recommend in particular. There's a lot that I still want to check out myself, honestly. And I think there's some hot springs around as well, so that's something I'd like to check out. Excuse me, guys. But yeah, sick. You're gonna be up here in Whistler in the summer, Gemma. Enjoy. I'm sure you'll meet a bunch of people and they'll have even more recommendations, but that should get you started. You can plan on some of that stuff. Hey, Reggie made it on the chat. What's up, Reggie? Red's Cap, how's it going? Louis for apps. The Whistler Park is my favorite park for top to bottom hittable fun. That's true, yeah, Lewis, man. The Whistler Park is a very trickable park. They got some kind of bigger stuff as well mixed in there, but most of it is very trickable, very kind of progression friendly. Yeah, the jumps, everything, the rails. So yeah, I agree, man. We'll see. I've heard they're gonna move it to the like T-bar. I think it's a T-bar. It's not a rope tow, but it's like a T-bar on Whistler, which I've actually never used. But I hear they're gonna move it over there, so hopefully they got a good setup over there. Connor Hana. Hey TJ, how soft is the Yes ASIC? It's not super flimsy, but it's definitely softer side of medium, and that Camrock profile helps with like getting flex and pressability out of that board as well. So you can definitely get those nice tall presses going for butters and rail tricks, but it's not super flimsy. So it's a nice park flex, I'd say. A little bit softer than the greats. Eric Tenney asking, do you ever find the board reviews to be difficult riding different boards quite often instead of your personal favorites, or do you enjoy riding a wide variety of boards? Oh man, no, dude, I love doing the board reviews. It's so sick to be able to get on all the different boards and feel everything out and really just have like a good understanding of the tech. And anytime a new board comes out like this season, I'm gonna be getting on the Capita Super DOA here in the next few days. The Ultra Mind Expander, I was on the Super Pig, all that kind of stuff. I love trying it out and feeling it out firsthand. And there's still plenty of time in between the board reviews to ride, my personal favorites. Um, but yeah, I definitely think that there is some value in riding one board and getting really comfortable with it, and especially for like park riding and freestyle stuff. Like when you get really comfortable with one board, you know exactly what it's going to do in any situation. It can kind of get you more consistent with tricks, and that's something that I kind of miss sometimes. But for the most part, I really enjoy it, man. It's an awesome question, Eric. Appreciate it. Vicky Velora from Greece. What's up, Vicky? Mattis Brantz. What do you guys do in the off season? Have you ever considered mountain biking? I did get into mountain biking a couple of summers ago. I had a mountain bike and I enjoyed it a lot. Huge respect to mountain bikers. It's a very gnarly sport. Like I learned the hard way. Like one small, like really a minor mistake can have really big consequences. So it is super fun though, and I'm hoping to do some mountain biking this summer. But it's not. I don't know if I'll own a bike. It'll probably just be like maybe 3 or 4 times at the most. But we'll see. Anonymous K wants to know thoughts on the Capita A simulator. I like the Spring Break Twin on paper to know how similar they'd be. Yeah, so I never got the chance to ride the Spring Break Twin, but the A Simulator is a board that I'll have a review coming out on. I'm going to be riding it again, that one this week. That and the Super DOA are on the list for this week. So I think I might do kind of like a vlog style piece of content with them and then drop the review later on in the summer. Maybe I'll do the review now. I don't know. We'll see. But stoked to check it out. Yeah, I never got to ride the Spring Break Twin. And so the A Simulator is basically the official, like on the main Capita line version of it. And I think they took the Spring Break Twin off the Spring Break line just because everyone seemed to love it so much. So got a bit of hype around it and stoked to check it out for sure. All right. Catman from Sweden. Catma Man. What's up, dude? All right. Hiro Nezumi. Transporting boards to the snow inside the car versus roof racks versus roof top box. Um, I have a truck, so I just throw them in the back of my truck. But I've used all of those methods to transport boards, and I would say in the car if there's room, if you don't have like a packed out car with people, or if you have a top box, just throw it in there. Roof racks are probably my least favorite way to go, but whatever works. Just make sure the roof rack is locked. Definitely make sure it's locked. Double check. And we got Jason uh, from San Diego saying, keep up the good content. Looking forward to a video on dialing in your forward lean. All right, I'll throw that on the list, man. Yeah, there's quite a few videos kind of in that category I'd like to do. Ranging from stance width to stance angles, forward lean, stuff like that. So I'll put that on the list, man. Ryan Chandler also asking about the Ace Simulator, and yeah, man, coming soon, coming soon. Alex Potter, any tips on getting more pop in my ollies? I think when you're just kind of figuring out ollies, trying to get them, like say maybe where you could ollie over a slow sign or something. That was like my first like big goal with ollies. Like I thought that was the coolest thing to be able to ollie a slow sign without touching it. And I think the key to figuring that out is breaking it down to how to load up the tension in the board and how to jump in such a way where you get the most response out of the board. So I would say uh, practice your tail presses to where you can really load up that flex in the tail of the board, and not in a way where you're like awkwardly kind of leaning back and you don't have too much control, but in a way where you could actually you have your back leg bent and then you could straighten it out and like kind of jump, like really loading all that tension in the tail and then jumping straight up, where that tail has the opportunity to snap, give you the extra boost that it can, depending on what board you're on, as much boost as you can get out of it, and leveling it out. So like when you're trying to ollie over something, the big thing is trying to do everything I said, but also get the nose up over whatever you're trying to do. And once you get the nose, like with the board vertical, if the nose is over it and you can level it out, you can ollie over so much stuff. And one thing I will say is that when you're trying to ollie over something versus just ollieing flat ground or off a roller or whatever, you can ollie higher. So try that out. Cameron saying just got his stickers. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you. And also got the Evil Twin per your recommendation and love it. Dude, that's so sick to hear, man. Thanks so much for grabbing the stickers, and stoked to hear you like the Evil Twin, man. Still one of my favorites. Liam Mangan, what's up, dude? Ride Beside. How's it going, man? All right, we got Matthew Sweeney with a super chat here saying, hey TJ, goggle question. Thoughts on the Dragon transitions? Is it better to just go with two separate lenses for high and low light, or are the Dragons worth it? Oh man, Matthew, I wish I had a better answer for you. Unfortunately, I haven't tried the transition lenses. From what I know about them and friends that have tried them, they've been pretty happy with it. I think the biggest thing is that it takes a little bit of time for them to transition. So, say you're going from like a really shady like tree run and then you go out into the bright sunlight. It takes, I've heard, like 30 to 45 seconds to like fully transition. And then I've also heard people complain, like I guess really the only complaint is that if you're like in the trees and then out in the sun and then back in the trees, very quickly, the goggles can kind of be changing continuously, and that can be a little bit annoying. But I'd love to try them out this coming season. I'll try to make a point for this season to try those out, because that is something that I'm actually pretty curious about. And then they've got the new Oakley ones too that are like electronically, you just push a button and it changes from highlight to low light. So that could be something to look at too. It's probably a bit more expensive than just the transition lenses, but yeah, man. Wish I had a better answer, but I haven't tried them, so I'm sorry, man. Thank you for the super chat though. Mezzy Kirschblum. By the way, TJ, you're getting me nervous. Can't lose a park rat like you to big mountain riding. Oh, dude, no, don't worry. That's never gonna happen. But yeah, this is the first season that I've been like riding mainly big mountain stuff and like free riding more than park. And I've noticed like I can't do all the tricks I used to be able to do anymore. Like my first try tricks, some of them are gone. So I'm putting in some work to get those tricks back. If you guys saw, the DIY training board, it's one of my personal favorite ways to practice rail tricks. So I've got one of those set up, and I'm trying to get my balance back, get those tricks back. And but the next 6 months of snowboarding is going to be focused around park. So I'm hoping to get back to where I was and then some. And I definitely want to get all my rail tricks back and maybe even learn some new ones, but focus on jump progression, getting like 7s and 5s around comfortably and like with different grabs and stuff. So yeah, dude, it's on the mind, Mezzy, don't worry. But I appreciate that comment. Colton, I do not know specifically what areas are going to be open after Blackcomb closes. I'm sorry, dude, but as I get out there, you'll see in the videos for sure. I think it's most of the mountain is still open though. I think you can still ride all the way down. All right, let me scroll down here. Catman saying he's gonna test his new nitro this week. That's what's up. Hyped. Likewise, dude. Glad to hear you guys are still boarding. Eli saying, any tips on working on snowboarding in the summer? My favorite thing is just with a balance board trainer. Helps so much keeping your balance in check, especially if you're into rail riding. Helps so much with muscle memory for rail tricks. That's my go-to. Trampolining for air awareness, cliff jumping, skateboarding, anything that challenges your balance, man. Slacklining, any of that stuff. But my go-to is the balance board. Cam Terry, hey TJ, thoughts on the Kilroy 3D? Yeah, I did see that board, and honestly, I don't know. I don't really think that the 3D is going to do much. I haven't seen the board in person, so I don't want to talk too much about it. But from what I've seen, it looks like the 3D bit is mainly in the nose and tail, outside the contact points. So maybe it'll help a little bit with butters, but it looks kind of like 3BT, but from what I've seen, it's not going to perform like 3BT. Still going to have like their typical snowboard feel, I suspect, for the most part. So that'll be one I'll try out this summer. Maybe I can get a chance up in at High Cascade or something. Danilo asking, what do you expect from the Super DOA compared to the normal DOA? I own the DOA and was wondering about the Super. Thanks. I'll update you next week if you come back next week, Danilo, and I can let you know firsthand. But I'm expecting it'll be lighter and more energetic, and I don't know if it's going to be stiffer or softer, honestly. Maybe it'll be like the 3D core profile is pretty crazy, so it might be a little bit softer in the tips, but still be like really sturdy between the feet. That could be a way, or it could just be all around stiffer. I don't know. We'll see though. Thanks for all the great questions, guys. Awesome, guys. So we got 75 people in the chat. If you guys want to give the video a like, I would appreciate it. Helps it just do better on YouTube. Helps me out for free. That would be awesome. And we got George Morales heading to Mammoth for the first time next month. Anything in particular, snowboard runs or otherwise, I should hit up while I'm there? Man, honestly, Mammoth this time of year I think is going to be pretty springy. So if I was there, I'd probably be hanging out in the park mainly. I don't think like any of the zones that I know about where there might be powder or trees are going to be that much fun. 1 second, guys. But yeah, Chair 14, we found some good powder out there last time, kind of high up on the mountain if you want to check that out. But I'd probably hang out more, mostly in the various parks. I think there was one that was like Forest Line Park or something like that. That was kind of more of a medium park, very trickable, a lot of really fun features. And then the main park is super fun as well if you want to hit the bigger stuff. Noah Geyer, TJ, have you ridden the greatest snow on Earth? I think so, dude. And I think that is in the North Island of Japan. But Colorado has great snow as well. I've heard great things about Utah, and there's a bunch of other places that get that super light, dry snow. But Hokkaido is epic. What place are you referring to, Noah? Keep an eye out for your comment. Usman asking thoughts about buying a Solomon Huck knife for his first board. Concerned about the camber being too catchy. I don't know. I think that'd be a good option, man. It's a bit of a pricey board. As a similar option, you could check out the Yes Basic. I think that would also be very very similar. You'll also get the underbite on the Basics. It's additional contact points. It'll help, you know, if you get on any icy or firm snow. So check that one out too. But I think the Huck knife would be fine, man. It's not. I wouldn't say it's a beginner board, but it shouldn't be too catchy. It's got those rocker tips. It'll be a good one to progress with. Oh man, we got some of my neighbors playing in the yard out here. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I got the directional mic on, so maybe that's not catching it. But yeah, the rain stopped. People are outside in Whistler now. Noah Geyer saying he was talking about Utah. Yep. Yeah, Utah, I think, you know, when the snow is right, it rivals that Japan powder, but I've never ridden like a real Utah pow day. So hopefully this next season we'll get out there. Alex Potter asking, are stiff boots only good for free riding? I want to start more park riding and wear DC Judge, quite stiff. I think that's really personal preference, man, honestly. The downside park riding with stiffer boots is it can be harder to like tweak grabs or, you know, on rails and stuff and butters, and just anytime you really need to tweak the board. But yeah, I mean, I would say, you know, try it out with your boots, and if you feel like it's holding you back, then maybe look at something a bit softer. Awesome, guys. Man, these live chats just fly by. I can't believe it's already been almost an hour. It's crazy. So stoked you guys came to hang out here today, asking all these great questions. I appreciate you. Let's see if we can get a few more here. Alan, question or just a comment earlier I missed saying the Ultra Mind Expander is freaking stiff. It is. It's so stiff. I haven't got the chance to ride it, but just flexing it in the store and camber it has, it's a beast of a board. That's for sure. That's definitely one that that's going to be reviewed next season as soon as possible, really. Cameron asking what size is my Kazu. It's a 157. Got a little bit bigger than what I normally ride, around 54, 55, just because I used it more for all mountain free riding. So wanted it something a little bit more burly, and I was really, really happy with it. The 57 was super fun. Great snowboard. Mazzy, man. Just saw your comment from a little ways back. I appreciate you, man. Stoked you're gonna be hitting Chamonix on your break, dude. Enjoy, man. Thanks for letting me know, man. That's definitely motivating to hear. Enjoy Chamonix, dude. That's on the bucket list for me. All right. So Danilo saying, don't you think wide version of the boards are mostly a gimmick? For example, the wide version of the DOA is just 5 millimeters wider than the normal. In my opinion, they should go much wider, 1 inch or so. You know, I think that they could, I don't know exactly what their reasoning behind kind of going minimally wider is versus like aggressively, like you're saying, like 1 inch. But I would suspect it's probably because when you go much wider like that, it's going to change a lot of the personality of the snowboard. It's going to feel like a significantly different board, most likely, whereas 5 millimeters, and that's at the waist, right? So as you go towards the nose and tail, that's going to make a more significant difference by the time you get to, like, you know, where the insert packs are under your feet. And the main reason that wide boards exist, or like wide versions of boards exist, is just for people with bigger boots, to avoid the heel and toe drag. So no, I do not think it's a gimmick. I think even 5 millimeters at the waist can help out, as you know, that kind of expands out underfoot. So definitely, if you size 10 and a half, I'd be looking at wides. Size 11, 100% get a wide board, or a volume shifted board, since that's kind of an option. That's a great option nowadays. But yeah, good question, man. You know, that's a debatable topic right there. Elio, TJ, weight and height. Around 150 pounds. I might be like 145 nowadays. I haven't checked in a while. 145, 150-ish, and I'm 5'10". So that's a reference for all the reviews there for you guys. Wilbur Lee, late check-in. What's up, dude? Yeah, glad you hopped on, man. I appreciate it. So Elio, TJ, I don't know if I'm still a beginner or can be considered as an intermediate. So my opinion, I would say once you have those fundamentals down, once you can like, I'm sure there's like a technical definition, which I don't know. But I would say once you can link turns, like you know how to like scrub speed, you know how to find the fall line, you can, you know, spray snow out the sides of your turns to control your speed, and you can link like an S turn, and you can actually carve. You know, you're not working on those fundamentals anymore. I would say then you're an intermediate rider, because that opens up a huge amount of terrain for you, and then you can really work on dialing it in, riding with more speed, and you know, getting those more advanced riding skills down. So I'd say if you're linking turns, you know, you're beyond just learning the fundamentals, I would say you're an intermediate. All right. All right, guys. Well, I think that is going to be it for the live chat today. I appreciate you guys all hopping on. Thank you for all the great questions. Make sure to check the links in the description. I still got some stickers available, worldwide shipping, 8 stickers for $10, super cheap worldwide shipping. Got some new merch coming up soon. Hopefully it'll be here for next week, but I don't know. It'll be here soon. Follow me on Instagram at Board Archive. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks again. Dude, I see you sneaking in here at the end. Yeah, thanks again, guys, and see you next Monday here on YouTube. Appreciate it, guys.